DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us out there, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And here's what I've done for you here. We have streamlined this entire process into one unifying philosophy. We created a whole framework around this. We have codified the entire system. We wrote a book on the subject. We have a university that you can join to be coached directly by me, and you're listening to the daily masterclass. These are all under the same umbrella that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic: what to do when you feel like everyone is winning except you. When you feel like you're the only one who is not winning right now. Does anybody feel like that right now? Do you ever feel like, maybe looking at yesterday's masterclass and the next couple that we have, we're going to do it's going to be kind of like a mini series that we're going to do between yesterday's, today's, and the next couple that we're going to do. When any of you ever feels like you're in a position of you're doing your thing, or at least you're trying to do your thing, you're working on your game, you're putting the time in and the effort in, but you don't feel like you're quite getting over the hump. You're not quite getting the results that you want. It looks like and feels like and sounds like everybody else is getting all this success, but everything you're trying, not a damn thing is happening, and it's bothering you. Maybe it's angering you. Maybe it's saddening you. Maybe it's frustrating you. It's pissing you off. All these things. It just seems like everybody's winning except you. And maybe it's because you have shiny object syndrome and you're looking around too much at everyone else. Maybe it is that everybody is winning and you're not, or at least it seems like it. Maybe it's because you're looking at everyone else's highlight reels and not the B-roll footage that you see of your own life. And maybe you just have a high level of frustration and you're not quite sure what the hell to do with this energy. Understand that you're in the right place and listen to the right individual, because we're going to address all those topics and more between yesterday, today, and the next couple of days right here on this show. So again, this is going to be like a little mini series for anyone who's feeling frustrated, you're feeling down and out, you're feeling like things are just not hitting the way that they're supposed to be hitting in your life. So the topic again, when everyone feels like everyone's winning except you. Now, all of us, I want you to understand, no matter how successful a person appears to be, or how happy a person is, or how much success and positive progress anyone looks to be creating, everyone goes through these periods where it seems like they're the only one losing. Some people go through them more often than others, and some people go through these periods that sustain longer than those of others. Now, a lot of that has to do with our mental makeups, and it also has to do with what exactly we're doing and the perspective from which we look at things. Because it might seem like you're losing, but because you're looking at these 5 people above you, but you're actually above another 20,000 people, you're not paying any attention to them because it's just your perspective. So to them, you're winning. But to you, you might feel like you're losing. So today, we're going to talk about how to deal with this feeling, which is all very relative and all based on your personal perspective. This feeling that it seems like everyone's winning, but not you. And we're going to talk about how you actually get past it. All right, is that something that would help some people out right now? I thought so. Let's get to it. Point number 1, topic again. When you feel like everyone is winning except you. Number 1, here's the first thing you got to do. Accept that this does happen, and also accept that there is nothing wrong with you for being in the midst of these feelings. So if you feel like everybody's winning and you're not winning, don't feel bad. Don't feel like you have done something wrong. Don't feel like you're some kind of loser or that you're mentally weak because you're thinking that everybody's winning except you. Do not allow yourself to feel like that you have somehow, some way just messed up your entire life or messed up your entire business, or that everything that you've done to this point, you've just been living a lie because it seems like everybody else is creating success and you're not. Right now, you may be in a valley while everybody else is at the peak. Accept the fact that you will have these feelings. Accept the fact that no matter how successful a person is, they will always have these feelings. Also accept the fact that depending on how ambitious of a person you are, how big your goals are, how lofty your aims, you will probably feel this even more than most people do, simply because you are always striving. You are always aiming to improve. You're always looking to get better. You're always looking to advance. You're going to feel these feelings all the time. All right. Human beings are social creatures, every one of us. And thusly, because of that, we use other people as frames of reference for gauging how we are doing ourselves. So we all do this, even though people like myself will advise you to not do it as much as maybe you've been groomed to do it, or as much as you've conditioned yourself to do it, we still do it all the time. We look at other people, see what they're doing, or at least, again, from the outside looking in, what it looks like they're doing or what they want us to believe that they're doing. And then we measure ourselves against what it looks like that person says that they're doing. So we could either feel superior because feel like we're doing better than what they're presenting to the world, or we'll feel like shit because it looks like they're doing worse. We're doing worse than whatever it is they have going on. As social creatures, this is just going to happen. This is one of the dynamics of being human beings. But understand something. When you feel as if others are succeeding more than you, this can even be a good thing. It can be a good thing because you have a certain expectation of yourself. And for whatever reason, looking at what that other person is presenting to the world, presenting to you, you're not reaching it. You're not reaching the expectation that you have for you. So if you're a basketball player, you just scored 30 points in a game, but you have the expectation of scoring 35, and then somebody that you know goes out and says, hey, I just scored 35 points in a game, you may feel a little bit of envy. You may feel a little bit sad, a little bit pissed off, a little bit frustrated with yourself because you're like, all right, this person got the 35, which means it is possible. I didn't get it. What am I doing wrong? Why am I not performing? Why am I not getting to the level that I want to get to? Well, at the same time, there may be 1,000 people out there looking up to you because of the fact that you're scoring 30 points in a game. So again, this is very much based on our perspective and how we choose to look at things in life. But understand, you can be happy that the voice is speaking to you, telling you that you can do more, that you can do better, you can go further, you can go harder. That's letting you know that at least you know you haven't fallen into complacency. You know that you're still aiming to move up. All right, the game is not over for you. Be happy when that voice is speaking to you that's telling you that maybe you're just not winning the way that you need to be winning, because that means you're still playing in the game. And if you're still playing in the game, then that means you still got an opportunity to be successful. Be thankful that that voice exists, because if that voice didn't exist, you're at a certain level and that voice is not there, then the whole game might be over for you, the big game. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is what to do when you feel like everyone is winning except for you. Stop paying attention to what everybody else is doing and focus on you. We just talked about this in yesterday's masterclass, episode number 1288, how to mind your business, how to stop paying attention to what everybody else has going on, how to pay less attention to everybody else's business, everybody else's program, what everybody else is claiming that they're doing, what everybody else is talking about they're going to do. Episode number 802, the topic is how to pay less attention to what other people are doing. And also a couple days before that, episode 799, putting life in good hands. You know what the best hands you can put your life in is your own. So if you pay less attention to what everybody else is doing, now you have freed up some of your attention. You also freed up some of your focus. And attention and focus require energy, so you freed up that. Attention and focus also require some time, so you freed up that as well. And because you have all these now at your disposal, you can apply them specifically, apply them in a directed way, a targeted way, and that's going to help you create money. So there are your 5 forms of investment right there: time, money, attention, energy, and focus. So stop paying attention to what everyone else is doing. Focus on you. This is a key discipline principle of focusing on yourself that you will need in your life in order to reach your highest possible level. To get to your highest height, you got to pay less attention to everybody else's shit. Literally, as we told you in episode number 1288, minding your business. Remember that human beings have we got several, but one specific limitation I want to talk about today is that we cannot focus on more than one thing at a time. If you're human and you're listening to this right now, you can only focus on one thing at a time. Now, you can passively be paying attention to something while at the same time doing another thing. For example, some of you may listen to the show while you're driving, and you might be drinking coffee and texting and listening to me and driving at the same time. So you kind of feel like you're multitasking. The thing is, you're not really multitasking. The real task that you're doing right now is probably driving. That's the most important thing. All the other things you can kind of do without giving your full attention or focus to, because you can do them passively. So you can listen to something while at the same time doing something. It's kind of like same way you can have a conversation with a person while you're riding on an exercise bike, or you can talk to someone while you're driving in a car. So some things you can do passively. You can listen to me passively while you're doing other things. But understand, when we talk about the main thing that you're doing with your life, the main thing that you're focusing your brain and your thoughts on, you only do one of those at a time. So if you're supposed to be at work right now doing some work, you entrepreneurs out there, you're sitting on your laptop or on your phone, and you're supposed to be doing something for your job, what are you actually doing right now? Are you browsing Facebook? Are you looking on Instagram? Are you reading tweets? Are you checking your email again for the 5th time this hour because you're looking for a distraction? What are you actually focused on? If you're supposed to be at work right now and nobody's looking over your shoulder so you can get away with it, what are you doing that you're not supposed to be doing? Are you supposed to be even listening to me right now? You keep listening to me. All right, this might be more valuable than whatever you can get at work. But the point is, we have a limitation as human beings. Only one thing we can focus on at once. So you got to choose what that one thing is. The challenge for a lot of people on this exact topic here, again, the topic is when you feel like everyone's winning except you. Sometimes we get into this mindset of feeling like everybody's winning except us simply because we're paying more attention to everyone except us. When you pay enough attention to other people, especially someone who's going somewhere and doing something, there are plenty of them out there, it's going to feel like, damn, this person's doing everything. What am I doing? Maybe you could be doing a lot if you would actually take some of that focus and put it on you and take it off of that person. Understand that in my book, The Mental Workbook, I told you one of the lists that you need to create, one of the life lists that you're going to create is your list of accomplishments. All the accomplishments that you've had in your life that you're proud of. It doesn't matter what it is. If you graduated from kindergarten, that can be on the list. If you have a family, that's on the list. If you go to the gym every day and you're in good health, that's on the list. If you have a roof over your head, that is on the list. Put things on the list that you're thankful for. The more things that you can identify to be thankful for in your own life, the more you will create things to be thankful for in your life. And what does it have to do with this point? Is that what we focus on, we create more of, everyone. So if you want to create more things to be thankful for, things to be proud of in your own life, you want to create more situations that show you that you are winning, all you need to do is pay more attention to the things that show you that you are winning. In other words, make that list. Write down all the things that prove you're winning, all the reasons that you're great, all the reasons that you are a successful individual. Write them down. So then if you ever catch yourself starting to get a little bit distracted, looking at other people's business, not paying attention to your own business, then you can get back on a horse and focus on you. We can't focus on more than one thing at once. So every moment you spend focused on others comes with an opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? It is everything that you're not doing because you have chosen to do something. So if you choose to, for example, I'm recording right now. Because I'm recording, the opportunity cost is I can't be hanging out outside. I can't be at the gym. I can't be outside driving somewhere. I can't be at the store. I can't be eating right now because I'm speaking. I can't be browsing through my phone because I'm paying attention to what I'm saying to you. The opportunity cost of any action is every other action that you're not taking because you have committed to that action. So the opportunity cost of focusing on other people is that you're not focusing on you. That's at least one of the opportunity costs. And another opportunity cost is you might start feeling like shit, because if you look around hard enough, compare and despair, you will eventually find somebody who's doing a lot better than you. And the more you think about it, maybe the worse you'll feel about you, because it's like, damn, this person's doing so much better than me. And you just keep looking, because the mind is looking for that. It's like failure porn. We're just looking for more reasons to feel like we're failing. And why do people do this? Why would a human being start to see reasons that they may be failing and then keep looking for more of them? Because the human brain is like a personal assistant. It's like the best executive assistant you could possibly hire, that whatever you tell the brain to focus on, it will create more of it, and it will supply more reasons for you to believe it. So if you tell yourself that you are successful and that you're winning and that you're going to create outcomes and that you're going to get through the challenges that you're dealing with right now, your brain will start delivering to you more reasons to believe that. It will start delivering to you experiences from your past and things that have happened in your past that confirm what you just told yourself the situation is, that you're going to get over this, you're going to figure this out, you're going to make this work. However, on the other hand, if you were to tell your mind the opposite, if you were to tell your mind, I'm always failing, seems like everybody's winning except me, nothing is working on my behalf, everything that I've tried has been a complete flop, I probably should have never started this in the first place, I need to just give it up completely because I'm obviously not built to create this success. What is your brain going to do? Your brain is going to give you more reasons to believe what you have already told it. It will confirm anything that you tell it. You tell yourself anything often enough, even if it is not true, you will eventually believe it. And this is why those lists matter so much. If you have that list of things that you have already accomplished, anytime you need some help, maybe you might not be able to come up with it off the top of your head, the list is already there. Again, you can trust a short pencil over a long memory any day. That's why you need to make that list. And you can get the mental workbook by going to workonyourgame.com/workbook. You might have moved it there by the time you listen to this. One thing at a time, ladies and gentlemen. What are you focusing on? Now, being that you may be a very gregarious person. You might like caring for other people and helping other people out. Maybe you're a natural cheerleader, as some people like to say. And that's fine if that's what you're doing at that time. And if your business is based around helping other people succeed, that's great. But when it comes to the time that you need to be spending on you, on doing what you need to do to create your success, understand that you cannot split that focus. The focus cannot be split. You have to choose. Now, what are you going to give it to? Are you going to give it to you, or are you going to give it away to somebody else? This is a choice that you get to make. I mean, it's your life. You can do whatever you want with it, but understand that you do have to make a choice. And if you do not make a choice will be made for you. And usually that choice is made for you. Definitely be made by another person, because it's not being made by you. And human beings, the successful ones, they're selfish. They will use you and use your focus to advance their own personal agendas. Again, not because they're bad people, not because they're users or they're manipulators, but because you allowed yourself to be used. You allowed yourself to drift and have your focus used for someone else's purposes. They're going to use it. That's just what it is. Same thing you would do with another person if they drifted and they allowed themselves to be used. So you got to make the decision to look out for yourself, because nobody else might not be looking out for you. Nobody else is going to look out for you the way that you're going to look out for you. And if anyone is looking out for you more than you're looking out for you, then you should probably revisit the 51-49 rule, which we talked about in episode number, I believe that was 1282. Let me make sure that I got that number right. Yes, 1282, the 51-49 rule, meaning you need to be a majority stake owner in any success that you want in life, meaning you must own at least 51% of any success that you want. If you want help from others, their help caps out. If it's one person, if it's 1,000, their help caps out at 49% of the effort. You are always the majority stake owner, given at least 51% of the attention, the focus, the time, the energy, the money. Maybe not even the money. Maybe you get the money from someone else, but eventually you're going to balance that out because you got to pay your investors back. You get what I'm saying here. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is what to do when you feel like everyone is winning except you. Point number 3, deconstruct the situation. So you realize when you feel like everyone's winning but you, that means you're telling yourself that you're not getting the kind of progress you want right now. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but let's just assume that it is. You're not getting the progress you want, fine. What is the progress that you want, and where are you expecting that progress to take you? Let's just get answers to these questions so that we can figure this thing out. Let's fix this whole situation. What is the progress that you're not getting right now? Get clear on what that answer is, and then get clear on, if you were making that progress, where is it going to take you? What's the outcome that is going to get you to? Again, the mental workbook, we talk about this. We got to have outcomes in order to create success. You have to have an outcome that you're after. That doesn't mean you're always going to hit it. It doesn't mean you're always going to be on it, but you got to be going after something. To be a success in life, you must be achieving an aim. You must be after something. If you're not after anything, you don't have any goals, you don't have anywhere you want to get to, you're losing. Just by default. Doesn't matter where you're at, you're losing if you're not going after something. Because the world is always moving forward, so you got to be moving with it, at least as fast as the world is. Once you have that answer, where you want to go or what you want to do and where's it going to take you, start asking yourself what would need to be true. Okay, so I want to have a 10-bedroom mansion. All right, what would need to be true? I'll probably have to have the money to pay for it. All right, what would need to be true? All right, then I need to make X number of dollars so I can put down a down payment, or I can pay for the whole thing in cash just by writing a check. All right, what would need to be true? I need to start earning this kind of money on a consistent basis so I can at least have it within the next 10 years of my life so I can enjoy it. What would need to be true? I probably need to put a business in place that can produce this amount of money per month, and you could do the calculations on this and find out what it is. What would need to be true? I need to be serving this many people at this many dollars per month, and they need to see the value in it so I can do it consistently and do it over and over again. What would need to be true? I need to figure out what problem I can solve and for whom I'm going to solve it. What would need to be true? I need to talk to some people to find out what challenges they're having so that I can figure out where I can offer a solution that would actually be worth what I want to charge. What would need to be true? I need to start having conversations with people who may have a challenge right now that I'll be able to help. What would need to be true? I need to go on Facebook or Twitter right now, or open up my email contacts and start texting people that I know and asking them to have a conversation with me so I can interview them and find out what challenges they're dealing with and how I can specifically help them. What example did I just give you? That's deconstructing from where you are right now. First of all, you start with where you are, which is a point of feels like everyone's winning but me. Where you want to be, which is I want to have this outcome and I want to have this progress that's taking me there. Then you start asking what would need to be true in order to get to that outcome, and keep asking that question until you arrive at an action which you can take right now. That's how the deconstruction process works. You keep asking until you get to an answer that you can do today, right now, on the spot. When we're making progress in life, even if it's just moderate progress, we're going somewhere. See, it only feels like everybody else is winning and we're not winning when we don't have any progress to point to ourselves. If you're not going anywhere, you're stagnant in neutral, and another person is making a little bit of progress, it can feel like everybody's winning except you because you're not going anywhere. You're standing still. And you know what? You're right. Everybody is winning except you because the world is moving and you're standing still. The world is literally moving at all times and you're standing still. Then, of course, you're going to feel like everyone else is winning. You're right. You are. That is the situation. So all you have to do is deconstruct until you get to an action you can do right now. Engage your personal initiative, take that action, and let's get moving. Get yourself back on the path towards progress, which means figure out what I can do right now that's going to get me to my long-term goal, and then actually do it. That is engaging your mental toughness and engaging your personal initiative to get moving. Point number 4. Today's topic is what to do when it feels like everyone is winning except you. Look at your success list. This is point number 4. Oh, you don't have a success list. Okay, when you can't execute point number 4. So what you need to do is pause and go create your success list. In the mental workbook, which is a book of mine, Dre Baldwin, you can get it at workonyourgame.com/workbook. This is a required exercise. Make a list of at least 100 personal accomplishments from your own life. 100 personal accomplishments from your own life. Refer back to and build this list over time as you achieve things and remember things. So every time you achieve something else, another accomplishment, put it on the list. Every time you do something else that you're proud of, put it on the list. You got a trophy, you made some money, put it on the list. Everything you accomplished that you're proud of. Doesn't matter what anybody else will think of it, that you think is good, because this is for your eyes. Put it on the list. So the list will just keep growing and growing and growing. My list, my personal accomplishments is probably around, accomplishments list. It's probably close to 300 items right now. I tell people put at least 100. Mine's probably close to 300. And that's even with me not even updating it as often as I could be updating it. But this list, what it does is when you make this success list, this is training your subconscious mind. Every time you look at it and you add to it, you're training your subconscious mind that you have created success before. Thusly, it's possible you can create success again. Because as I just told you, the human brain will deliver you whatever you ask for. So if you keep paying attention to success that you've created, what's the human brain going to do? It's going to find more success that you have created. It's going to create situations in which you can create more success. This is just the way that it works. It sounds pretty simple. That's because it is. And the only reason that most people don't do it is because as human beings with our big brains and our alleged intelligence, we make things way more complicated than they need to be. But that's why I'm here, to make it simple for you. Let's recap today's class, which is what to do when you feel like everyone is winning except you. All human beings go through these periods, so some more often than others. So if you're going through this, here's what you do. Number 1, first accept that this does happen and there's nothing wrong with you for feeling it. Since we are all social, we use other people's as frame of reference for our success. If you're feeling this energy right now, be happy that you're feeling it, because at least it means you are not completely satisfied with where you're at. You want to keep moving, which every human being should be doing. Point number 2, stop paying attention to what everybody else is doing and focus on you instead. This is a key discipline principle that you will need to reach your highest heights, literally minding your own damn business. Remember that we cannot focus on more than one thing at once. So every moment we focus on others, the opportunity cost is you're not focused on you. Point number 3, deconstruct. You are not getting the kind of progress you want right now, fine. So what is the progress you want? Where would it take you? And then deconstruct. What would need to be true? Keep asking that question until you work back to a point that you can do something right now. Point number 4, look at your success list. Again, in the mental workbook, we help you with this. This is a required exercise. Make a list of 100 personal accomplishments from your own life. Refer back to and continue building that list over time as you achieve things and you remember things. This list will show your subconscious that you have created success before, thusly reminding your subconscious that you can and you will create success again. When you're ready to be coached directly by me on creating that success and going through the entire work on your game system, we have codified our entire process, all this mental game stuff, and then making it tangible. You actually putting this into action, strategizing, putting it into action, and getting real results. Join us by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. We will help you develop your game, get your game out into the world. And of course, you got to get the ROI for your game. As you put value out there, you get value back. Again, it's at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game.